My money is still on the husband, and not because he's white, but because this was her birthday trip. She went and got a new wig, got her lashes did, nails did, toes did, picked out outfits, and created an itinerary for her birthday. She had no idea that this man was going to propose to her in such a beautiful place like Africa. She would have been ecstatic. It's my birthday and my man is proposing to me? Hell yeah. I do not feel like anywhere in her mind it would have been, it's my birthday, my man is here, he didn't propose to me. This is a great time to just end it all.
Influencer Ashlee Jenae Robinson was on the vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar off the coast of Tanzania. She had just celebrated her birthday. Social media posts show she got engaged on this very trip. But this morning, her death is under investigation and her family has questions.
And now let's get to the very latest from the family of a South Jersey influencer found dead in Africa over the weekend.
The family of Ashlee Robinson wants answers. They say the story just doesn't add up. Police say she was found unconscious in a luxury villa in Zanzibar and later pronounced dead at a hospital.
Ashlee Robinson's family calls her death suspicious and says there is an active investigation into the circumstances. But police in Zanzibar, where she was found, say she died by after a misunderstanding with her fiancé. Investigators are questioning him and say his passport has been suspended.
The autopsy is finished. Harry Robinson, Ashlee's father, made the trip to Washington, D.C. himself. He pressed U.S. officials to open a direct line with authorities in Tanzania. That pressure finally broke through. Contact was made. The family was told that the autopsy on their daughter's body had been completed on Tuesday. That should have been the turning point. It wasn't. Because even now, the family still hasn't received the results. All they've been given is a single line. The investigation is still ongoing. And that is where Ashlee Robinson's family remains suspended, waiting, stuck in silence. An influencer from New Jersey. They're still searching for answers after officials in East Africa confirmed Ashlee Robinson died in Zanzibar this past weekend. The 31-year-old had traveled there with her fiancé. Police say she was discovered unconscious inside a private luxury villa and later pronounced dead at a hospital. For Ashlee Robinson, known online to tens of thousands as Ashlee Jenae, this birthday trip to a tropical escape was meant to be the highlight of a life built on movement, freedom, and curated adventure. Instead, on the opposite side of the world, her family learned the truth in the most devastating way. April 9th, the day they were told their daughter was gone, not by the man who stood in the same resort when she was found, but by a hotel in Tanzania. 8 days. 8 long days since Ashlee Robinson. Ashlee Jenae online, 31 years old. South Jersey beginnings, Miami lifestyle, more than 100,000 followers watching her live the life she showcased, died in a hospital in Zanzibar after being found unresponsive in her room at the Zuri Zanzibar resort. 8 days, and still no autopsy results. 8 days, and Joe McCann, the man who proposed just 4 days before her death, who waited 11 hours before calling her family and told them she was stable when she wasn't, who has remained completely silent since, has made no public statement. 8 days, and this family refuses to stand still. Stay with me. This is the update on the Ashlee Robinson case. If you haven't seen part 1, it's linked below. Start there. This video covers everything that has surfaced since our last breakdown. And what's come out changes the entire frame of the story. Subscribe now because this case isn't fading into silence here. Stay with me. Let's begin with the most critical development since part 1. The autopsy is complete. That confirmation reached Ashlee Robinson's family through the same channel Harry Robinson fought to open. U.S. officials who connected with Tanzanian authorities after his trip to Washington, D.C. The family was told the autopsy was finalized on Tuesday, April 15th. But here's what they were not given: the results. Harry Robinson told TMZ himself, the family has received nothing. No findings. No official conclusion. No cause of death. Just one repeated phrase. The investigation is ongoing. That is everything the people who loved Ashlee Robinson know right now about what happened to their daughter's body after 8 days. But there is one more detail now confirmed. The U.S. Embassy in Dar es Salaam, the American Embassy in Tanzania, sent a coroner to assist with the autopsy. That matters. It means the United States government was physically present during the forensic examination of Ashlee Robinson's body. A U.S. coroner stood in that room. American officials saw those findings. And yet, those results have not been released. Not publicly. Not to the family. The case remains open. No charges. No official ruling. No confirmed cause of death. No toxicology. No autopsy report made public. What the family has is this: the autopsy is done and they're still waiting. Since part 1 aired, multiple major developments have entered the public record. Reports from CBS News National, The Washington Times, NBC News, and ABC News have all confirmed new details about what happened at the Zuri Zanzibar resort in the days leading up to Ashlee Robinson's death. This is new. And it changes everything. Early reports described a single argument on April 8th. But what police have now confirmed to CBS News tells a very different story. According to authorities, witness statements reveal that the couple arrived at the Zuri Zanzibar Hotel on April 4th and had been arguing repeatedly until the night of April 8th. Repeatedly. Not one isolated disagreement. A pattern. Ongoing conflict from the moment they arrived until the night hotel staff finally stepped in and separated them. That paints a completely different picture than a couple having one bad night in paradise. And it raises a question the family has been asking from the very beginning. If the conflict was consistent enough for witnesses to notice and later report to police, what exactly did hotel staff see? And when did they see it? CBS News also confirmed a critical detail that had not been reported before. According to police, Ashlee Robinson was found somewhere very specific. Not in the open. Not in plain sight. A hotel worker discovered her unresponsive inside a closet, with a belt around her neck. A closet, hidden from the main space of the villa, not visible from the doorway. The hotel worker didn't just find her in the room, they found her inside a closet. This detail is now locked into the official record. It isn't speculation. It isn't rumor. It exists in documented police reporting provided to CBS News National, and it now sits at the center of what the autopsy is expected to either confirm or completely unravel. CBS News also verified the exact timeline of McCann's formal questioning. Joseph Isaac McCann, 45 years old, was questioned by police on Monday, April 13th. That is 4 days after Ashlee Robinson died on April 9th. Not immediately after. 4 full days later, his passport was taken. He remains in Tanzania as the investigation continues. No charges have been filed. Authorities have previously stated he is not considered a suspect. He has said nothing publicly. Ashlee's mother, Yolanda Andress, gave CBS News the clearest account yet of that phone call, the one that changed everything. He told me Ashlee had done something to herself. He said she was being taken to the hospital. He said she was stable. She asked him what happened. He told her it happened 11 hours earlier. She had to pull that out of him. 11 hours had already passed before he made that call. And when she asked him directly, he confirmed it. That number didn't come from guesswork. It didn't come from assumption. It came from him, spoken directly to Ashlee's mother when she pushed for the truth. Hours later, the hotel called. And this time, there was no confusion. Their daughter was gone. Pause for a second. Drop a comment. Say her name, Ashlee. In part 1, we heard from her parents, Yolanda Andress and Harry Robinson. This week, another voice stepped into the story. Alyssa Andress, Ashlee's sister, spoke publicly for the first time in an interview with NBC News. And what she said carries the weight of someone trying to process something that refuses to make sense. None of this makes sense. That's why we're lost. That's why we need answers. Alyssa described her sister as genuinely happy in the days leading up to the trip and during it. Nothing about what she knew suggested anything was wrong. The Ashlee, who was posting photos with giraffes, surrounded by rose petals, writing that she was exactly where she was meant to be. That version of her wasn't an illusion. She was happy. She wasn't carrying darkness into that trip. She was stepping into something new. The family's official Instagram statement, posted Sunday, April 12th, captured the reality in words that stayed with anyone who read them. Nothing about this feels real. The speed of it. The questions with no answers. The distance from home has made it unbearable. The distance from home. That phrase says everything without saying enough. Ashlee Robinson's body is still in Tanzania. Her family cannot bring her back until the autopsy process is formally completed and authorities release her remains. They are waiting for their daughter across an ocean. While the investigation drags on. While results remain hidden. While the man who was there stays silent. The distance from home. If you're hearing this, share it. Keep her story moving. Don't let it disappear. Her family needs that. And then there's Harry Robinson. What he's done in the days since his daughter died is one of the most important parts of this entire story, and one of the least talked about. He went to Washington, D.C. Not for appearances. Not for statements. He went directly to push the U.S. government to act, to do more than offer sympathy and watch from a distance. No one wants to talk to us. Just tell us what happened. That's all we want. The truth. That's what he told reporters after spending an entire day trying to get anyone, in authority to help him understand what happened to his daughter in Tanzania. That effort did something. It forced movement. U.S. officials reached out to Tanzanian authorities. The family was told the autopsy was complete. A U.S. embassy coroner was sent to assist. That matters. That is not nothing. That is a father refusing silence, pushing until the system responded, even if only partially. But even now, the results still haven't been given to the family. And that means Harry Robinson isn't finished. The family has now made a decision. They are preparing to travel to Zanzibar themselves, to stand in the same place where their daughter died, to search for answers face-to-face that they cannot get through calls, emails, or diplomacy. Think about what that actually means. A family from South Jersey and Delaware, not operating with unlimited resources, preparing to fly to East Africa. A foreign country, a different language, a legal system they don't understand. An active investigation still unfolding around their daughter's death. A GoFundMe was created to support the trip. The goal was $50,000. By April 15th, it had already raised over $40,000. The family has made one thing clear. They don't want the story to fade. They want Ashlee's name to keep circulating, to keep pressure alive. And there's another angle here that needs its own focus because it's specific, it's real, and it's something investigators either have or don't. The Zuri Zanzibar Resort is not just any hotel. It is a luxury resort. Luxury resorts are built on surveillance. Cameras at entrances. Cameras along corridors. Cameras covering outdoor paths, reception zones, a full network designed to track movement across the entire property. Harry Robinson said it in the simplest way possible. There are cameras everywhere, and they will match the timeline. He's not wrong. If security footage from the Zuri Zanzibar Resort exists and hasn't been altered, it should show everything. The exact moment McCann left the shared villa after they were separated. The exact moment, if it happened at all, that he came back. The precise movements of hotel staff between that separation and the moment Ashlee was found. And whether anyone else entered or exited any villa connected to that window of time. Tanzanian investigators have had access to that resort since April 9th. But whether that footage has been reviewed, secured, preserved as evidence, none of that has been publicly confirmed. The family is demanding it, and that demand is not extreme. It isn't reckless. It isn't emotional overreach. It's the most basic request a family can make after being given a version of events. They want the physical proof behind it. Let us see it. Let us understand it. That's all they're asking. Do the investigation and tell us what happened. That's what Ashlee's father keeps repeating. Footage. Autopsy. Timeline. Just tell us. 8 days. In 8 days, Joseph Isaac McCann has not spoken publicly, has not reached out to Ashlee Robinson's family, has not answered a single question from the press. No appearance. No statement. No voice. Major outlets, ABC News, CBS News, NBC News, have all confirmed they attempted to contact him. None received a response. No lawyer has stepped forward publicly on his behalf. His passport remains confiscated. He is still in Tanzania, being held as a witness in an active investigation. When journalists pressed Zuberi Chibra for answers, he declined to comment, repeating only that the investigation is ongoing. And that silence, from McCann, from investigators, from anyone closest to what happened inside that resort, is the same silence a family in South Jersey and Delaware has been trying to break for 8 days. The family stance on McCann is careful, controlled, on record. Yolanda Andress told CBS News directly when asked if she believes he is responsible. We don't know what happened. Harry Robinson added only this: we want transparency. That is not accusation. That is not judgment. That is a family asking questions and refusing to accept silence as an answer. And the questions they're asking are not complex. They're human. Where were you when she was found? Why did 11 hours pass? Why were we told she was stable? Why did the hotel, not you, tell us she was gone? What happened in that resort during those days witnesses say you were arguing again and again? What do you know that you haven't said? Those questions deserve answers. Joseph Isaac McCann has given none. And when the autopsy results are finally released, and they will become the single most important piece of this entire case. Because forensic pathology doesn't speculate. It defines. It can determine the cause of death with medical certainty, not a preliminary statement, but a documented conclusion based on direct examination of Ashlee Robinson's body. It can show whether injuries match a specific type of death or contradict it. Whether the physical evidence supports the current narrative or forces investigators to go back and start asking harder questions. It can include toxicology, what was in her system, whether any substances played a role, whether anything about her condition in those final hours shifts the entire understanding of what happened. It can establish timing, whether the injuries align with the sequence of events that has been described, or expose gaps that haven't been explained. And the fact that the U.S. Embassy sent its own coroner means something critical. The United States now has its own medical authority connected to that examination. That coroner's findings, whether they align with Tanzanian conclusions or challenge them, will influence how the U.S. responds moving forward. Right now, the Tanzanian investigation is still open. No official cause of death has been confirmed. The early police position has not been finalized by autopsy. It remains preliminary, meaning it can change, depending on what the medical evidence actually shows. This family is still waiting, still suspended in uncertainty. But the autopsy is done. And when those results come, this case will shift, either toward answers or toward something far more serious. This channel will be here when that happens. And this next part, it's not about the investigation. This part is about Harry Robinson and Yolanda Andress and Alyssa Andress and what they have done in 8 days with no resources, no access, no legal standing in a foreign country, and no answers from the people who were there. Harry Robinson drove to Washington, D.C. He pushed until U.S. officials moved. He got a coroner dispatched. He got communication established. He is planning to fly to Tanzania. Yolanda Andre has given interview after interview to CBS News, to DMZ, to Time C, to Fox 29, saying the same thing every time, with a specific exhausted determination of a mother who has not slept properly since April 9th. She was loved. She was not just going to be discarded and forgotten about. Alyssa Andress gave her first nationally interview to NBC News this week, adding her voice to the chorus that refuses to let this story fade. 100,000 followers have been sharing Ashlee's name every day. A GoFundMe that has raised over $40,000 from people who never met Ashlee Robinson, but who understood what her parents were trying to do. This family, with no leverage except the truth and the attention that the truth has generated, has moved the United States government, has kept this case in national headlines for 8 days, has kept pressure on Tanzanian investigators who might otherwise have filed a report and closed a case involving a foreign tourist. That is not a small thing. That is what advocacy looks like when a family refuses to accept silence. They're not done. And this channel is not done covering it. 8 days. Ashlee Robinson, 31 years old, South Jersey, Miami lifestyle influencer who shared the life she dreamed of, has been gone for 8 days. Her body is still in Tanzania. Her family does not have the autopsy results. The man who was there has said nothing publicly. The investigation is ongoing. And the family is preparing to get on a plane and fly to the other side of the world because nobody will give them the answers they deserve. And they have decided clearly, without hesitation, that they are not done fighting. I just know I need to keep moving forward. I'm never going to give up. I just want the truth out there. That is Harry Robinson, a father, saying the only thing a father in his position can say. When those autopsy results are released, this channel will cover them immediately. When the family lands in Zanzibar, we will be watching. When the investigation produces its next development, whatever that is, this channel will be here for Ashlee. Say her name in the comments. Ashlee Robinson. Ashlee Robinson. Ashlee Jenae. She was exactly where she needed to be. She deserved to come home. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Share it everywhere. The family has asked for one thing: keep the story alive. Do that. If you or someone you know is struggling, please call or text 988. You deserve support for Ashlee's family. Keep going. The world is watching. I will see you in the next.